Former President of Pakistan, Pervez Musharraf, is back in the country today. This after 4 years of self-imposed exile. He's hoping to regain political influence in the country, but he is facing some pretty serious challenges, including criminal charges and assassination threats from the Taliban. For more on this interesting but fluid story, we're joined by foreign affairs analyst and author Eric Margolis. So, Pervez Musharraf, we've seen the pictures of his return, and on the one hand, it looks like a triumphant return, but probably not so much given that he's facing criminal charges, death threats. Why would he risk this? Why would he return now?
Nancy, that's a very good question. He is really an enigmatic person.
You would know this because you've interviewed him.
Yes, I've interviewed him extensively. I've watched him for a long time. And I can't put him in any mold. He's an odd man. He's eccentric. And he's returning to a very confused and dangerous situation. I can really only put it up to ego. He's been saying for a long time that I shall return.
Right.
And so he has. The question now is, will he be arrested? Will he be assassinated? Or worse, even, will he be ignored?
Right. So let's talk about why he might be arrested. Refresh our memory. What are the charges he faces? Why might he end up in jail?
Well, he overthrew the government.
Okay, that's bad form.
That's a no-no. But not in Pakistan, because everybody seems to do it. But it's a serious charge still on the books. Under his rule, because he was a military dictator,
right,
thousands of Pakistanis disappeared and have never been found. This was at American behest to get rid of so-called terrorists. He also violated all kinds of court orders that were directed against him. And on top of that, he is now being accused of being implicated in the murder of Benazir Bhutto.
Beyond that, I do remember there was a constitutional crisis. He was trying to fire all the judges. Is it possible, even though he says he's coming back and he would like to run in the May election, might it be that authorities will prevent him from even running, let alone being successful?
Well, that's a very good question, Nancy. They may. The courts may step in and say, no, you're a criminal, you can't run in the thing. Nobody knows. The question is, the crowds that met him were less than rapturous. Actually, I hear they were not very big even. It was kind of a tepid response. Secondly, while he has some residual support in the army, he doesn't have a lot. He's not a popular person. So he's got his own old political party, but he's got a lot of people who are dead set against him. So he's going to have a tough way to go.
So speaking of being dead set against him, we know the Taliban, of course, is already issuing death threats. They intend to track him down and kill him. Why is he a marked man by the Taliban?
Well, because now this is the Pakistani Taliban, not to be confused with the Afghan Taliban.
Okay.
These are Pashtun tribesmen in Pakistan's northwest frontier province. And Musharraf had organized, at American behest, attacks against them and their villages and their homes, and permitted American drones to attack. He sent 140 or 160,000 Pakistani troops to fight them. Being paid for by the United States. So, of course, they're really angry at him and they want to kill him, but so do a lot of other people, too.
So he comes back to a Pakistan that you have to assume has changed over 4 years. Is this quite a different country? Does he get the fact that he's returning to a country that has transformed itself in some ways?
Pakistan is as corrupt, demoralized, and non-functional as it was when he left.
Okay.
There has been no progress. It's been ruled by a totally incompetent government of Asif Zardari. Everybody wants to see the backside of them. And one of the big changes, though, Nancy, is that a new popular political leader has emerged, Imran Khan, former cricket star.
Right.
And he is a very powerful candidate, and he's widely respected in Pakistan. He wants to end Pakistan's close alliance, if you want to put it that way, with the U.S., and return to more nationalist Pakistani policies.
Speaking of the U.S., certainly before he left Pakistan, he certainly frustrated official Washington, but at the same time, there was that connection that perhaps they just thought, well, he can keep the country stable, and he's certainly on the right side of the Taliban and Osama bin Laden. Does he have any friends at all in the U.S., in official Washington? Well,
you know, this is one case where the CIA cannot be accused of a nefarious plot to put another ruler in power, as it did with Karzai in Afghanistan. But the Americans did get behind him. but only after 9/11, when
Right.
Musharraf said the Americans came to me and they put a gun to my head and said they either cooperate or we'll bomb you back to the Stone Age. But the Americans are uneasy about Musharraf because he's a very odd man. And in Washington, he has very few friends, very few supporters. The Americans are scratching their heads now trying to figure out what to do with him.
Okay, very interesting. We'll continue to watch it and see what kind of reception he gets over the weeks and months ahead. Eric, good to see you. Thanks very much for this.
You're welcome.